Hello everyone, this is your host, your friend, your boy, Jet Black, the one and only, here with another exciting video, and in this video I'm going to be playing some AI Dungeon 2, This is an AI Dungeon 2 scenario that I created based off of the Eternals. So the Eternals are a group of ancient astronauts, essentially like the ancient alien concept of like aliens that came down to Earth many years ago and now humans see them as like gods kind of concept. That's what the Eternals are in the Marvel Universe. Recently, they brought back the Eternals comic, and of course, they're making an Eternals movie for the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And I watched a video today where someone summarized what happens in the first issue of the new Eternals comic, and I was inspired by that to create a like quick scenario based on what happens in that first issue that puts you in the position of the main character, but gives you the ability to kind of customize your abilities. And of course, with AI Dungeon 2, gives you the freedom to kind of do whatever you want within this world. Now, the world info isn't related directly to like Marvel or any specific Eternals characters or anything like that. I created my own lore, my own characters, my own magic system. But the scenario itself is similar to what happens in the comic. So if you guys play this scenario, don't expect to run into Spider-Man or anything like that. This is still my own like sci-fi fantasy world that I'm creating. But if you know about the Eternals or you think the concept of the Eternals is really cool, then you may enjoy playing through the scenario that I'm about to play in this 30-minute speedrun. Can I stop the Brain Eater from destroying the world in 30 minutes or less? Let's find out. I'm going to start up the 30-minute timer, and then we are going to hop right into this adventure. Okay, so it's recording. The timer has started. Let's select the scenario. Okay, so I'm going to pick male as my gender. Okay, and then I have to pick my magic type. There are 7 different magic types, and I've actually been debating what I want to do. I'm going to go with recycle magic. Okay. I'm going to name the child, I guess, Isaiah. And then I'm going to name the monster Roxcon. Okay, and then I'm going to name myself Jet Black. You are a male divine guardian. You possess the power to cast recycle magic spells. You have just woken up inside of the Super Constructor. A few years ago, you and your fellow divine guardians were killed, but now you've been resurrected by the Super Constructor. The Super Constructor AI informs you that a young divine guardian has gotten lost on Earth and requires your help. You are teleported to Earth, where you encounter a young divine guardian named Isaiah. The young divine guardian is extremely curious, very hyper, and has the ability to move at superhuman speed. You've been instructed to mentor the young divine guardian and to take them on their first hunt. You and the young divine guardian suddenly sense the presence of an Entromon and head into the sewers. There you encounter an Entromon named Roxcon. This specific Entromon possesses the ability to develop new powers each time it devours the brain of a fallen enemy. You are shocked to see that the Entromon is surrounded by a pile of human corpses that have each had their brains scooped out of their heads. It is now up to you and the young divine guardian to stop this Entromon before it becomes powerful enough to destroy the planet. Okay, so that's what I wrote. Now here's what the AI wrote. You and the young divine guardian attack the Entromon. You shoot a bolt of lightning at the Entromon, but the bolt is blocked by an invisible force field. I'm going to say, so, this beast knows shield magic. Why are you here, Roxcon? What are you planning? Also, it's cool that I can shoot lightning. I went for recycle magic, so I didn't expect to be able to get lightning powers. The Entromon laughs and explains that he is feeding off of the negative emotions that are being generated by the humans trapped inside of their enclosed worlds. He plans on ramping up the fear and terror that the humans are feeling in order to attract more powerful monsters to Earth. Interesting. So he's trying to essentially promote negative feelings in Earth's population in order to attract like an even worse monster to destroy the planet. Okay. So I guess I would say, why Earth? Why do you want monsters to invade this planet? There are many other planets in the solar system that are uninhabited and free for the taking. Let's see. I forget the in and uninhabited. The Entromon laughs and explains that he is not a he, but an it. That's interesting. The Entromon identifies itself as a collective, which is a large colony of small worms that have grouped together with one main mind. Wait, what? You take a closer look at the Entromon's body. So that's wild. So he's made of a bunch of like worms that communicate with one another as like a hive mind, and he eats human brains in order to like gain additional powers. And he knows shield magic, and he's trying to destroy the world by attracting more monsters to consume the planet. Or I guess I don't know why he wants to attract more monsters. Like, is the goal to destroy the Earth? You and Isaiah take a closer look at Entromon's body. You notice that the carcasses surrounding it are full of incisions, making it apparent that the Entromon has some sort of doctor who is helping it. What? So that's wild. So the monster didn't just like scoop out these people's brains himself. There's someone who like is skilled in doing like a brain surgeon or something who's helping him harvest human brains. That's actually really disturbing. Okay. So I guess my question would be, so, yeah, why are you and your fellow monsters attacking the Earth? You mentioned that you are attacking Earth in order to summon more monsters, but why? Like, what's the point of doing that? Yeah, like, you want more monsters to come, but why would you want more monsters to come? Just to do the same thing? The Entromon laughs and explains that it is part of a plan to summon the Grand Destroyer, the supreme Entromon that will oversee the eradication of all life in the solar system. Oh, shit. Okay. So that, yep, it is to destroy, or well, it's to kill all life in the solar system. I guess my question would be, why do you want to kill all life in the solar system? Yeah, like it still doesn't really establish what the end goal is, right? So they want to destroy all life in the solar system. What's the point of doing that? Like, what do you get out of doing that? The Entromon laughs and explains that the world builders are part of a multi-dimensional race of beings known as the Odd Lords. The Odd Lords used to travel across multiple universes and planes of existence, enslaving races for their own good. Okay, so I guess what does that have to do with wanting to kill all life in the multiverse? What do the world builders have to do with your desire to kill all life in the solar system? The Entromon laughs and explains that the Odd Lords were thought to be myths, but they are very real. The world builders are the Odd Lords, but they have now abandoned their cruel ways. Okay, I think I might understand. So, are you trying to enact, or I guess, are you trying to be as cruel as the Odd Lords once were? Are you trying to return the multiverse to a state of chaos like it was before the world builders became allies to the multiverse? Yeah, like it sounds like the world builders used to be bad guys known as the Odd Lords, and now they're good guys. And then the Entromon, the monsters, they're like, we're trying to be the new Odd Lords that spread chaos. The Entromon laughs and explains that it is too late. The world builders have already changed the nature of reality in the solar system, and the Odd Lords are a spent force. I guess I would say that I am like confused. Yeah. I should just say I don't understand why you're telling me all this. But I know what I need to know. You are trying to destroy the Earth, and I won't let you do that. I don't care about the world builder's past. I care about the future of the multiverse. I cannot let you summon the, what they call it, the Grand Destroyer to Earth. Leave this planet immediately, or you'll have to face my wrath. So there we go. So he's summoning the Grand Destroyer to destroy the planet, and he seems to know a lot about, like, cosmology. The Entromon roars, and you feel a massive amount of chaos energy focused on your position. The Entromon unleashes the chaos energy, and you feel a force of pure destruction hit you. You take 9,999 damage and die. You have lost the game. 9,999 damage. Goodness. Okay. I'm dead. Let's retry that action, because otherwise the episode just ends. The Entromon laughs and tells you that you are funny. Seriously though, I'd rather sit through the Oscars than face your wrath, the Entromon says. The sound of hundreds of flapping wings can be heard in the distance. Wait. Are those the wings of the Grand Destroyer? Is the Grand Destroyer already here? That actually would be really crazy, to be honest, because he's like, I'm trying to summon the Grand Destroyer. And it could just be a thing where it's like, he did. I'm too late. The Entromon laughs and explains that it was only a small part of the Grand Destroyer's army. The dark red sky turns black as pitch. You're beginning to feel lightheaded and woozy, but you know that this is no ordinary feeling. Okay, so the Grand Destroyer's army has arrived on Earth to pretty much destroy all life in the solar system. So I'm going to have to stop the whole army, not just the Brain Eater. I guess I'm going to say... Ooh, I know what I'm going to say. Command the Grand Destroyer's army to leave the Earth, or I will slay you in an instant. So I'm going to threaten him and see what happens. Excuse me. He just straight up killed me with chaos energy a moment ago. The Entromon laughs and explains that the Grand Destroyer's army is not something he can command. He has to earn their respect before he can command them. Now that I think about it, you have yet to earn my respect as well, the Entromon says. If I kill you, will I earn the respect of the Grand Destroyer's army and gain the ability to command them? If so, that would actually help me a lot. Also, this guy is insanely powerful, based on how he was just able to effortlessly kill me a moment ago. The Entromon laughs and explains that if you kill him, you'll only anger the Grand Destroyer. The Grand Destroyer has been watching your struggles against the Entromons for quite some time now. Oh. So, great. So, are we boned? Like, are we just straight up boned? I'm going to attempt to contact the Super Constructor and inform it that the Grand Destroyer's army has arrived on Earth and that the Grand Destroyer is coming to kill all life in the solar system. You hope that the Super Constructor will be able to call in reinforcements to help you save the Earth. You concentrate really hard and begin to feel nervous when you notice that it is not working. The Super Constructor's mental abilities are beyond your comprehension, the Entromon says. Okay, so I can't call for help. Let's see. I'm going to say, Isaiah, you possess superhuman speed, which means that you can tap into transportation magic. Can you send the Grand Destroyer's army into the sun in order to kill them all and to save the solar system? Okay, so that's the plan. Just send the army into the sun and the day is saved. Hopefully. That won't work, the Entromon says. The Grand Destroyer's army has been specifically designed to be extremely resilient and powerful. Unless literally half of the Grand Destroyer's army was sucked into the sun, they would be able to survive. Huh. Interesting. So even if we teleported them into the sun, they're like, it's very possible that like most of them would live. And they're like, unless literally half of them like were sucked into the sun and died, it would not be worth it. Interesting. Okay, so we can't just do that. Then I guess I'm going to say, how can we stop the Grand Destroyer's army? I imagine the Entromon's going to say you can't, but there has to be a way. You say that you need to come up with a plan which will stop the Grand Destroyer's army without costing the lives of any of your friends or family and without damaging the Earth. You can't, the Entromon says. That's very predictable. To which then I'm going to say, Roxcon, what do you want? I can get you what you want if you help protect all life in the solar system from the Grand Destroyer. Let's strike a deal with him. If he can help in any way, it would be appreciated. We're kind of in a all-hands-on-deck kind of situation. The Entromon laughs and explains that he doesn't need anything. If you want to keep the Earth safe, then you'll need to kill the Grand Destroyer. You are silent for a moment, and the Entromon asks if you agree to his terms. Right, agree to his terms. So he says that he doesn't want anything. Are you saying that you are willing to help me kill the Grand Destroyer? And in return, and you don't want anything in return? Yeah, that actually is kinda suspicious. The Entromon are beings of chaos, though, so maybe he's doing a chaos thing. Yes, I don't want anything in return. The Entromon's eyes glow brightly, and his mouth becomes wide and toothy. I want you to die. The Entromon swings forward and latches his teeth around your throat. Okay, interesting. So he's just going to kill me, and he's not going to help me. Awesome. I'm going to attempt to use magical lightning, because the game said I have magical lightning at the beginning, to electrocute and stun Roxcon in order to force him to let go of my throat. The Entromon's teeth are so sharp that they pierce straight through your neck, killing you almost instantly. Well, boo. We got 10 minutes left. Every 10 minutes I die. Okay, a retry. You begin to pull energy from the air and from the lightning within the sky. Energy builds in your fingertips. Okay, I like how they're describing like you're using your recycle magic. Like you're taking materials from around you to create the lightning. That's a cool idea. Ha, I've dealt with your kind before, the Entromon says. Electricity begins to spark around his teeth as he prepares to shoot lightning into your body. Whoa, I'm creating lightning in my fingertips, and he's creating lightning in his teeth. Okay, so I'm going to attempt to electrocute Roxcon before Roxcon can electrocute me. You fire a blast of lightning from your fingertips into the mouth of the Entromon. The electricity passes through his teeth and into his body, paralyzing the Entromon. He drops to the ground and begins to convulse violently. I'm not dying here. Interesting. So he had like bitten into my throat or whatever, and I'm like, ah. And then I pull like energy from the air into my fingertips, and I'm getting ready to shock him. And then the Entromon releases his teeth. He says his thing. He electrifies his teeth, and then before he can like chomp down again, shoot it into his mouth, my electricity, and paralyze him. Let's see. So now I'm going to say, Isaiah, quickly, kill Roxcon while he's paralyzed. I think I have an idea that may help. Isaiah walks over to the Entromon and shoots him in the head with his shotgun. Oh shit, Isaiah just has a gun. The Entromon's head explodes, covering Isaiah in a thick coat of blood and brain matter. Thanks, Isaiah. Anytime. He was getting too big for his boots anyways. Man, Isaiah's supposed to be like a kid. I'm supposed to be like mentoring him. Also, earlier I tried to hit Entromon with lightning, and he had like an invisible barrier. But he since has like dropped his barrier to get on the offensive, I guess. Let's see. You take Roxcon's body and display it to the Grand Destroyer's army. You say, I have killed your leader. Well, I can't say your leader. I have killed Roxcon. He was a powerful Entromon. More powerful than any of you. leave this planet now and never return. I have shown that I am a powerful warrior, and I have earned the respect needed to command you to leave the solar system for good. I still don't fully understand why the Grand Destroyer wants to destroy the entire solar system. The Grand Destroyer's army looks at the body of their commander in confusion. A few begin to chuckle and then laugh out loud. Most of them begin to leave the planet, flying away from the planet and back into space. Interesting. It's funny that they like chuckle and laugh and then leave. Like they look at him and they're like, the fuck? And then they're like, and then they just go, nah, that ain't me. And then they just dip out. So I'm glad that that worked, I guess. That could have been a lot worse. But that only seemed to work based off of what Roxcon said earlier in the episode, that he still needed to earn the respect of the army so that he could command them. I mean, if all it takes to earn their respect is to, like, you know, kill a powerful opponent, then all we had to do was kill this powerful opponent. It's too bad that we didn't get to see too many of Roxcon's abilities. He seemed to have, like, razor-sharp teeth, the ability to manipulate chaos energy, which was extremely powerful and killed me instantly. Like, both of those were, like, instant killers. He could electrify his teeth, and he could create invisible barriers around his body. So cool. I mean, Roxcon was definitely, like, a powerful foe. And to be honest, I definitely didn't win this, like, 30-minute speedrun thing. I died, like, 2 times over to get to this conclusion. But hey, you know, cool. I vibe with it. It's different. Let's see. So now what do I want to do? Now that I've, like, killed Roxcon. Oh, I know what I want to do. Okay, you look around for the doctor that was helping Roxcon harvest human brains. So that was like a really weird plot point, that they mentioned that like he wasn't just getting the brains himself. You look around the forest and begin to scan the trees for human brain jars, but you can't see any. Where's the doctor, you ask? Oh, he's probably hiding somewhere in the forest. He is a cowardly vampiro, Isaiah says. Excuse me. Let's see. So I'm going to say, wait, how do you know about the doctor that was helping Roxcon? I only knew about him because I spotted incisions on the corpses that Roxcon had taken brains from. One of the humans escaped. He came running straight to us and told us what had happened. He also told us that a vampiro with 2 pistols was there. We assumed that was you. That doesn't really make sense. Also, he's trying to say, what, you were there? You don't remember this like thing that never happened? So I'm going to retry it. Rollo Magus told me. He wanted me to join his cause. I see. What did you tell him? I told him I would rather die than betray my master. I'm going to say, Rollo Magus. Is that the name of the vampiro doctor that was helping Roxcon harvest human brains? Do-do-do-do. 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 Yes, he is the most cowardly vampiro I have ever met. He was a gifted doctor and surgeon, but he never helped this community like he could have. Interesting. So I guess my next question would be like, why would Rolo Magus help Roxcon? Like, why would the cowardly Rolo Magus help empower Roxcon to summon the Grand Destroyer to kill all life in the solar system? Yeah, I mean, if you're a coward, why would you want to summon essentially Galactus to, like, kill everyone on the planet? To exact his revenge on the Council of Vampires that run his home planet, Clyton. His family died because a member of their royal family didn't like his medical opinion regarding their health. He was banished from Clyton, and now he wants to bring it down, Isaiah says. So Rolo Magus wants the Grand Destroyer to destroy Clyton. So he was using Roxcon to attract the Grand Destroyer. To get closer to Clyton, and was willing to sacrifice the entire planet to do it. Okay, so that's actually really interesting. Because now you kind of have like a full story going on here. That's about the sum of it, yes, Isaiah says. Okay, so Rolo Magus is an alien vampire known as a vampiro from Clyton, who essentially lost a family member. No, he lost his entire family due to the fact that they didn't agree with his medical opinion regarding their health. And because his entire family died and he failed to save them, he was banished from his planet, and now he hates his planet, which I guess kind of makes sense, because like your whole family died, and instead of your planet feeling sorry for you, they like permanently exile you. So he was not having any of that. So he comes to Earth, which must not be too far away from Clyton, and he runs into Roxcon, who is a Entromon, which is like a monster that is like fueled by chaos. And Roxcon is like, yes, if I can harvest enough like human brains, I can consume them in order to gain a variety of superpowers, in order to help ensue more chaos, to attract the Grand Destroyer, to destroy all life in the galaxy, or the universe, or the multiverse, because he was talking about like really large scale stuff. And then Roxcon, his reasoning was really weird, because he didn't really give reasons. He just started telling me about like galactic history, and about how the world builders used to be evil, but they're not evil anymore, kind of thing. But he still never really explained why he wanted to kill all life in the universe. But he's like dedicated to that, and it's probably because he's a monster of chaos. So maybe true chaotic beings don't need real reasons. They just ensue chaos because they want to ensue chaos. So he's trying to attract the Grand Destroyer to destroy the Earth, while our boy Rolo Magus is like, yo, if the Grand Destroyer comes to Earth, then he'll likely be on like a collision course with Clyton. So he's like, the Grand Destroyer could destroy Clyton, and then he could get revenge on that like entire planet of vampires that exiled him, and he feels wronged by them because of it. So then he agrees to help Roxcon extract brains from human victims for Roxcon to eat to increase his power, so that they can essentially destroy the solar system and Clyton. If I was to do a part 2 to this video, it would be Isaiah and I hunting down Rolo Magus to try and stop him from continuing his efforts to get the Grand Destroyer to come to Earth, so that the Grand Destroyer will eat Earth and eat Clyton. Or maybe we could team up with Rolo Magus and be like, hey, if you agree to like not screw over the Earth, maybe we can help you get revenge on like those who wronged you on Clyton. You know, like if you're like on this weird revenge trip, then instead of you like taking it out on a planet that didn't do anything to you. We can just actually help you like get revenge on the planet that did wrong you. But what are your thoughts? What should a part 2 of this video be? Do you guys want a part 2 of this video? Let me know by smashing that like button, posting in the comment section below, and posting on our Discord. Link to the Discord in the description. Feel free to join. Also, if you guys have any ideas for AI Dungeon 2 scenarios that you would like me to play, definitely send me scenario ideas on our Discord. Make sure that your scenarios are safe for work and that they have a well-defined goal that I can try to achieve in 30 minutes or less. Also, let me know what your thoughts are on trying to do more of these series. What I'm going to try and do for like the next few days is to keep coming up with like new series ideas to pitch to you guys. Jet Starlight is on a bit of a hiatus, but don't worry, Jet Starlight is going to come back. Right now I'm just experimenting with different genres and different ideas to try and figure out what all you guys like, what you guys dislike, to try and add like more content to the channel, and whatever sticks can end up becoming like another ongoing series similar to Jet Starlight, and we can alternate between the runnings of these like multiple series. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Also, I highly recommend that you guys check out the Jet Starlight series. It's my long-running AI Dungeon 2 series that tells like one long continuous story. It has like 5 seasons worth of content, so definitely make sure you guys check that out. And if you guys like seeing superpowered battles, check out my Ultimate Volition series. Anyways, thank you all once again for tuning in. This is your host, your friend, your boy, Jet Black the one only, logging out. Peace, guys. Chickada gawa. Chickada pow.